us now, Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci. He is Chief Medical Advisor to the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Well, and I was going to say, Dr. Fauci, we had been trying to get you for months and months and months, and we didn't take it personally until the ham radio operators of northern Alabama were able to interview you, but we weren't.
Hurt.
But it is great to finally have you here. Thank you so much for being with us. Why don't you just give us a state of the situation right now? Are we plateauing, or do you expect the situation to get worse?
Well, Joe, I think it potentially could get worse. We certainly are seeing, thankfully, a plateauing in cases, which is always lagging in the sense of you'll have a plateauing of cases, and then a couple of weeks later, hospitalizations will reflect that and go down, and then hopefully serious illness and deaths will then go down. That's the good news. But superimposed upon the good news is the sobering news that we still have a lot of cases and we still have a very serious issue here. And the thing that's troublesome now that we really need to keep our eye on are these variants. You know, the UK has had some significant issue with their variant. A 117 is the lineage as we refer to it. It is here in the United States. It's in at least 28 states, and well over 300 individuals have already been reported. Fortunately, the vaccine that we are distributing now, both in the test tube, when you look at the antibodies that it induces, looks very much like it could contain this particular mutant. The one that is of greater concern and that really could be problematic is the mutant that is now dominant in South Africa. Because if you look at the response of things like monoclonal antibodies or even the vaccine itself, the impact of those antibodies or the vaccine is markedly diminished in the test tube. Now, is that going to be reflective of a diminished efficacy? That very well could be, which is triggering what we're doing right now. Is A, we want as many people to get vaccinated as we possibly can, as quickly as we can, because the more you get vaccinated, you give the virus less of a chance to evolve into a mutant form that you then would have more trouble with. And the other thing we're doing that I think is equally as important is we're already planning and implementing making a modified version of the vaccine that would ultimately be able to be directed specifically against the South African isolate, which is the most problematic of them all. So on the one hand, things looking a bit better about plateauing, but on the other hand, we could have some difficult times that we have to be prepared for.
So we've seen over the past few weeks with the acceleration of the virus spreading, we've seen actually, Mika and I, people in our own communities that have been locked down. That we went really from knowing very few people that had COVID to just dozens.
Well, being in our lives.
And all over the place, and including some people on our show that, again, have taken all the precautions all along. So now that we're on the other side of that, we're starting to ask of our children, of other friends and neighbors that we know, how long are they immune? We had heard originally it might be 3 months. We had heard it might be a year. You know, there was something else. Say, well, SARS, it lasted for 17 years because of smart cells. I know that this is a moving number. I know that we'll know more 2-3 years from now. But what is the best guess now for somebody who got COVID and survived it?
You know, the best guess that it's going to be, you know, several months up to a year. But, Joe, we don't know that as a fact. I don't want to be evasive, but we have to be perfectly honest when we don't know something. We will know as the months and the years go by. It is very likely that it's going to be 6, 8 months or a year or even longer. It could be possibly much longer. The only way you know that is if you follow people over a period of time and you see that their protection is durable and is maintained. But we can't say that right now with confidence. What likely will be that the vaccine, because you're giving it in the arm, it gives a systemic reaction. You know that because sometimes after the second dose, you feel a little achy, a little chilly, which means the immune system is really getting revved up. What we're hoping is that the durability of protection following a vaccine is at least as much, if not much better, than the durability that follows natural infection. But again, unfortunately, we don't know that for absolutely certain.
What about the distribution? It seems to be, obviously it's going to take a long time, but for people like my mother, I know so many people who are elderly who still can't get it. For them, will it still be as long as you say it will be for the rest of the population? Or are people most in need going to get this vaccine sooner?
Well, I mean, I think we're mixing up two things possibly, namely how soon you get it versus how long it lasts after you get it. What we're trying to do, and this is absolute top priority of President Biden, is to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as you possibly can, and to pull out all the stops to essentially address and overcome anything that's in the way of that efficient distribution of vaccine getting into people's arms. For example, he was talking the other day about employing or revoking the Defense Production Act to make those dead space needles that allow you to get an additional dose per vial out of the vial that is used when you vaccinate people. Also, to do things like getting a better capability of logistically getting the vaccine out there. For example, community vaccine centers, getting the pharmacies more involved, getting mobile units. So whatever we can to get the vaccines out there.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.